Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Wine with Dave. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. It's a Tuesday. It's usually not that exciting on Tuesday, but look at this. Check it out. I got my Wine with Dave glass. Just so you know, it is wine o'clock. It's going to be wine o'clock for the next hour, 60 minutes. If this is your first time here, just type in where you're from and it'll show up on the screen, and I really appreciate that. And if you want to follow me, I don't beg people to follow. I am not like that. Ain't too proud to beg, to quote Mick Jagger. But if you want to follow and get updates on how I highlight businesses and interview them every night of the week, Monday to Friday, check it out. It's not always businesses, though, because this Friday I have a Jimmy Page guitar player. I am so excited. This kid is a spitting image of Jimmy Page. He looks like him and plays like him. I've got Danielle Harbour this week. She is with N2 Publishing. That's actually, I think, tomorrow. No, that's 2 nights from now. Tomorrow night is a marijuana entrepreneur. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, right? Leave comments here. Jason Mudd. Here he is from Amelia Island, Florida. Come on, Jason. That's awesome. Amelia Island, I'm going to guess that's West Coast? I don't know. Is that West Coast? Candy Girl Adams. Cheers from Lincoln. Hi, Candy. How's it going? Good seeing you here, too. Whoa, a lot of people. Courtney. Courtney's not working. One of my fave places. Your favorite place is Amelia Island? Or, I don't know. Or Lincoln. Lincoln might be your favorite place. Cool. Well, listen, I'm going to get right into the first segment, which is really fun. It's really interesting, weird, freaky facts that you're going to like. And you get to answer some of them. And then I'm going to get to my guest. All right? Here we go. All right. This is called Did You Know? And I love this segment. A lot of people like this segment. I'll just say. Let me cue it up. Did you know, in the 16th and 17th centuries in the country of Turkey, anyone in Turkey caught drinking coffee was put to death? Did you know? You probably didn't know that. Did you know, and this is really freakishly cool, I think, Abraham Lincoln's dog, Fido, was also assassinated. Did you know that? Fido was also assassinated. No one talks about him, though. No one talks about Fido. Wonder how he was assassinated. Did you know in England the Speaker of the House is not allowed to speak? That's interesting. About 3,000 years ago, most Egyptians died by the time they were 30 years old. If you're just tuning in, this is Wine with Dave, and this segment is called Did You Know? That's why I put the graphic there, so you know. I am drinking cinnamon whiskey. It is sweet. It's Whiskey with Dave tonight. And that is good. All right, ready for the next one? This is good. If a statue in a park of a person on a horse has both front legs in the air, then that person died in battle. If the horse has one front leg in the air, the person died as a result of wounds received in the battle. If the horse has all 4 legs on the ground, the person died of natural causes. Did you know? See, that's why you're tuning in. You get to see all these interesting things. Richard Versay, a tenor performing at the New York's Metropolitan Opera House, suffered a heart attack and fell 10 feet from a ladder to the stage. Just after singing the line, "You can only live so long." Poor Richard Versay. This is cool for David Bowie fans. Any David Bowie fans out there? Go ahead and just say, yeah, Bowie. David Bowie used to think he was being stalked by someone who was dressed like a giant pink rabbit. This is true. I remember hearing about this. Bowie noticed the fan at several recent concerts, but became really alarmed when he got on a plane one day and the bunny was also on board. So he may actually have been stalked by a very large pink rabbit. Crazy, huh? This is cool. The first Fords had engines made by Dodge. Who'da thunk? Did you know that the microwave was invented after a researcher walked by a radar tube and the chocolate bar in his pocket melted? He was just walking, probably going to break. Hey Jerry, I'm going on break. I'll be back in 15. Chocolate bar in the pocket. Goes right by the radar tube. It melts. Microwave. I think his name was Jerry Microwave. They named it after him. No, I'm kidding about that. Did you know? Oh, this is an interactive question, so get ready, okay? And you can go to Google if you want, but that's kind of cheating for the big prize. In the Great Fire of 1666, half of London was burnt down. How many people were injured? How many people? Just type in Great Fire dash. How many people? Be really interesting to see if you're close. Next one. It's 3 in a row. Toto. You know Toto, Wizard of Oz? How much was he paid per week while filming The Wizard of Oz? Just type in Toto and how much money. And lastly, this is cool. 23% of all photocopier faults worldwide, okay, photocopy machines worldwide are caused by people doing something. Just type in photocopy, and what do you think people do that make 23% of them go on the blitz, break down? All right? And that is, did you know? So let's add up these answers, huh? Let's see what we got. Let's see. Wow. I mean, Candy Girl says, yes, Amelia Island's amazing. Where is that, Candy? I want to know where that is. I'm thinking it's off Tampa Bay. I don't know. Betty Galligan, our guest tonight, says, poor Fido. I know, he got shot. Yum. It's not a good answer to say after Fido died. Yum. She's saying, Candy, you're saying yum for the whiskey. I get it. I'm a little behind. All right. Did someone say whiskey? Bob Salvis is in the house. Bob, look at my new mugs. My new glasses. Cinnamon whiskey, Bob. By the way, Tom Brady is going to be live tomorrow night on the show, so tune in. I got a live... I'll do anything to get Bob to watch. Yes, I knew that. Okay, come on. We got to get with these answers. Love David Bowie, Jason Mudd, Bowie. Too many drugs. Okay, so... was that too many drugs? 23% of all photographs. All right, let me go over this again. The Great Fire of 1666, half of London was burnt out. How many people were injured? No one answered. I don't see any numbers here, so I'm just going to give you the answer. 6 people. The Great Fire of London, only 6 people were injured. Toto. How much was Toto paid? Jerry Microwave. Is it a boy or a girl, doctor? It's a boy. Let's name him Jerry. Jerry Microwave. Betty Galligan thinks $1,500 a week. Wow, in 1931? That'd be a lot of money for a dog. East Coast, Northern. That's where the island is. Thank you. Now I know. Wow, it's Jacksonville. Toto. Where is it? Toto, I know he was paid more than most of the cast. I think you're right. But no one else guessed. He was paid $125 a week. Is that crazy? $125 a week. That's more than the cast, I think. Fire, $2,300. Yeah, that was way off. Only 6 people. Is that crazy? All right, the last fact, 23% of all photocopiers fault worldwide. All right? 1 out of every photocopy machine breaks down in the world because people do something to it. What do they do? I'm going to give you a second. This is good. It's funny and it's good. I'm not going to wait too long, though. Oh, Ron Sweeney is guessing. Photocopy their butt. That is hilarious. And that's actually right. That's the answer. They photocopy their butts. How would that break the machine? Oh, it cracks the glass. Possibly. I don't know. It's got to be. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Today is September 15th, folks. It is National Online Learning Day. So you're learning something. You just learned something today. You kind of honored today's National Online Learning by learning some things. Yesterday's Did You Know had a really interesting one. What do you call it sounds like a joke, but it's not. What do you call a pregnant goldfish? It's actually called a twit. So when you call someone a twit, and I'm not kidding, you're calling them a pregnant goldfish. It's a twit. Isn't that funny? So if my kids do anything stupid, I just say, you guys are acting like a couple of pregnant goldfish. And they look at me really strange. I said, look it up. Look it up. Yeah, so National Online Learning Day. Hey, let me tell you what happened today. You want to know what happened today? I got to cue this thing up right there. That happened today. 1997, Google.com is registered as a domain name. How old is that? 97. How many years is that? 2007, 2017, 23 years ago? 23 years ago, that domain. That's crazy, huh? Isn't that wild? On this day. I like on this day. This is another cool one. This happened on this day. 1965, the Ford Motor Company became the first automaker to offer an 8-track player as an option for their entire line of vehicles on sale in the U.S. Tapes were initially only available to auto part stores as home 8-track equipment was still a year away. Can you imagine? Those things, I'm going to say this online, they sucked really bad. Really bad. You'd play, it was like 4 songs on one side, 4 on the other. You got to the first 3, it was all right. On the 4th song of side 1, or track 1, I don't know how it worked out, it would cut out in the middle. I remember having a Kansas 8-track, and then Carry On My Wayward Son, and then it would fade off. And then nothing. You had to pull it out, flip it over. Oh, it was horrible. The solo from Stairway to Heaven got cut all the time. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyway, enough of that. But that's what happened. 1965, Ford Motor Company did that. They did that to us. Guess what else happened today? Yes. In 1975, Pink Floyd released their 9th studio album, Wish You Were Here. The album, which explores themes of absence, the music business, and it also explores the theme of their absent founder, Syd Barrett. His mental decline peaked. Well, his mental decline didn't peak. It did peak, actually. But the album peaked at number 1 on both sides of the Atlantic and went on to spend a total of 84 weeks in the charts. Who has this album? This is a great album. Wish You Were Here. It was like just pre The Wall. I think there was one more after that, and then bam, The Wall. And then that changed everything. Changed everything. Courtney says, yes, 8 tracks were bad. Yes, I'll put that on my head. I'll think about that. She says she misses you too. I have no idea what that means. Oh, you guys are having conversations. I get it. Ron Sweet. Hi, Betty. Hi, Dave. Connie says hello. Well, bring Connie on. Have her watch. Bring your friend on. Ron, tell Connie I miss. You guys are having a conversation. I'm trying to run a show here. I shouldn't turn this thing on. All right. Great album, though, huh? Really good album. But in sad news, something else happened on this day. And yes, in 2019, 1 year ago tonight, we all got the sad news. It was devastating. Rick Ocasek, former lead singer of The Cars, was found dead in his New York City apartment. He was 75 years old. The Cars formed in Boston in the mid-'70s by Ocasek and band member Benjamin Orr after they met in high school. Their early hits included Just What I Needed, My Best Friend's Girl, and Good Times Roll. After the band broke up in the late 80s, Ocasek embarked on a solo career as well as working as producer for artists including Weezer, Bad Religion, and No Doubt. My old band backed up Bad Religion in Boston one night, I think. Yeah, we backed up. Yeah, we did. We backed up Bad Religion. Anyway, never got a chance to meet Rick Ocasek, but wow. I'm so glad they got back together for one more album. But after Benjamin Orr died. But wow, just had a heart attack in his sleep. I think his wife served him a cup of tea in the morning and felt him, and he was already gone. So they were already separated, but she came over the house, I guess. I don't know. Sad news. Don't like to end on sad news, but we got a great interview tonight. A great interview for a woman that Ron and Connie Sweeney know very well. And I know. And I didn't know they knew, and they didn't know that I knew. Tomorrow, though, my guest... Oh, did I... I forgot to switch. I said tomorrow my guest is public relations rock singer. Well, it's not. It's a marijuana entrepreneur, but I didn't write that yet. I made a mistake on my notes. So forget who's tomorrow night. It is a marijuana entrepreneur. It's going to be really good. This guy's cranking it in the weed industry. But tonight you're in for a treat. Live. You like live? Live is good. Got to roll with it. Got to roll with it, baby. Tonight you're in for a treat. Have you ever wondered how businesses and individuals get on TV and how they get mentioned in the paper? I do. How they get quoted in trade magazines, how they get promoted. Well, tonight's guest owns a public relations agency. She's a local rock singer. She has her own belly dancer harem. Yes, I kid you not. Betty Galligan is in the house, joining me now. And she also has a pet parrot named Einstein. Check this out. Betty Galligan, how the heck are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine. I got my whiskey.
Yeah, I got
my little
wine.
whiskey.
Got my wine.
Oh, same thing. Hey, you want to do the virtual clink right now before we get into it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so you got to hold it in your left hand like you do. I'm going to hold it here. All right, ready?
Okay.
Yeah, hold it out. Let me move my mic. All right, right there. All right, now you're going to move it to your right shoulder. Okay, on the count of 3. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Not bad. Not bad. Like a pro.
I hope it worked.
Yeah, like a pro. It worked. Mine didn't break, so I guess that's good. So glad you're on the show. I don't know. I met you a long time ago and then hadn't seen you in years, and now I see you everywhere. We're part of the same Friday morning thing, right?
That's right. Every week.
Did you miss me?
I missed you. Where have you been?
I know. Where have you been? Yeah, we were going to work with a client way back in the day, and I don't quite remember. Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath. Yeah.
God, yes, for a website, I think.
Wasn't it? Yeah. And then my house flooded. It was a crazy time. That was 2010. That's how I knew it. It was 2010, March, April of 2010. That's when I met you.
Seems a long time ago.
Oh, it's crazy. How did you get started in PR? Tell me all about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. I tell people that I got started in PR back when I was a kid because when I was young, I was writing newsletters about my street and
Yep.
I was writing stories, and I always loved writing. So it's something that I wanted to pursue. I didn't know if I was going to be an English teacher or a journalist. So, anyway, fast forward, I got into college, and my second semester freshman course I took was on PR. I was going for theater and communications and ended up falling totally in love, head over heels with PR.
Yeah.
And the guy that was teaching it was really an account executive at Duffy and Shanley, Steve Morano, and he was like who I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to be him, I figured. So anyway, so I pursued internships in college and really got to know a lot about PR and knew that that's what I wanted to do when I graduated. And then when I graduated, I got a job in an agency, and one of the principal's wives really took a liking to me. I was doing an internship for her at the Rhode Island Historical Society,
Mm-hmm.
and she actually like shepherded around my resume and gave me a lot of great recommendation letters. And she helped me to land a job at an agency, and took off from there. So really, I spent most of my PR career, all of it really, except for a little tiny bit at agencies. Yeah.
Wow. And that's where you really get to sharpen your teeth there, huh? You get to know that. So I remember Duffy and Shanley. That was a big agency down back in the day. Malcolm Greer, Duffy and Shanley.
Yep.
Oh my,
Potter Hazelhurst,
Potter
and
Hazelhurst. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to work at Block Artist Materials in downtown Providence,
oh yes, yeah.
and I would wait on all those guys. They'd come in looking for Letraset and chart pack and cardboards and oh my everything to build ad campaigns. It was cool. So I watched Mad Men. You must like Mad Men.
I do. Yep, and Melrose Place, that was the other one. I used to do like lectures at schools, and I would tell some of the kids, well, if you ever watch Melrose Place, that's the kind of thing that I have. And then I used to say Bewitched, then I would have to say Melrose Place, and then I would have to say Mad Men because they didn't know what I was talking about as the kids got, younger and younger.
Yeah, Bewitched was the. I didn't know about Melrose Place. What was that about?
Yeah, the main character lady, Heather Locklear, she worked at an ad agency.
I did not know. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Was it worth it, or is it like, eh?
At the time, it was like one of those shows that everybody watched, and it was really good. But it was like a nighttime soap opera.
Yeah. See, Bewitched was the first thing for me. I knew I'd always be like an artist or in advertising in some way. And the whole, Tate Stevens. In fact, I actually thought about naming my business Tate Stevens.
Oh,
I was real, and it was the domain was available. Speaking of domains, but I didn't. I went with England Studio. So interestingly enough, so Google.com was registered today. This is an anniversary for you, right?
it is, yes. Well, not today, but September 5th, 1997 is when I registered my company. I started my company. So,
Wow.
and the funny thing is that when you're saying that Google was 1997, the funny thing is that back when I started my company, we really didn't even have websites as much, like there was
Right.
no, we had AOL, and we used to have to do the dial up and hear that tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The dial-up.
And I remembered sending emails back in 1997 and to a client to try to set up a meeting and worrying that they didn't get the email. So I had to then call them and say, okay, did you get the email about the
Yeah.
meeting?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Remember that? That was
Yeah.
funny. And obviously, everybody gets an email. You actually
Right.
get mad when they don't get back to you, but it's like, yeah, obviously, that was funny.
I know.
Julie Grant says, "Hi, Betty Galligan."
Oh, Julie Grant.
Julie Grant's
Hello.
here. Julie's in the house.
Oh, my friend Janice. She and I used to work together.
Betty Galligan is the best. Still miss working with you, Janice.
Oh,
Althouse Wheatbreck. And
yes.
Deb Nick. Hi, Deb. Hello, neighbor. She's my neighbor. It's cool. I
Awesome.
got Deb on the mind. I got an angel. Angel on my shoulder. Put the angel on the shoulder. Cool. So what made you start your own company? Just by working with all these agencies inspired you?
Yes. It kind of inspired me to do my own thing, I guess, in a way. I learned a lot from all the different agency presidents throughout the time that I was in my career. And I often joke and say I learned what not to do in business from a lot of the presidents or heads of the agencies at the time that I had worked for. So um, I just knew that it was something that I could do. I was talking to someone. I was 33 years old. I was um, divorced. I was living on my own. I owned my own vehicle. I didn't have any children. And so,
Yeah.
what better time to start a business but at that time, because someone said to me, "You're young enough to go live back with your parents if this doesn't work out. And you're also young enough to get another job and go work for someone else if it doesn't work out. So go hang your shingle and go for it." And so I did, and I never looked back, and it was the best advice that I was given.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, well, you had a little bit of a safety net with age and just living with your parents, but you got to
Yeah.
have that. You got to be risky and just say, I'm going to do this.
Absolutely. I mean, I saved up 3 months worth of living expenses,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew I could eat SpaghettiOs in a can,
Yeah.
beans
Yeah.
in a can, and live on peanut butter and jelly. Those are like my favorite things, actually. So
Right.
I knew that I could survive and get through. And I landed clients right away, so that was really great. But right from the get-go, my whole thing was to just really care about the clients, do good work, clients will follow, has always been my motto.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt as though that was really important, to really give them good, like big agency ideas and service, but not with like a giant budget and trying to gouge them in any way. Now, I didn't have much overhead, so I could start out that way. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember in the beginning, it was funny because I was charging, I think, $35 an hour, and I felt funny about that. And then when I went up, I remember talking to a lady one time, and she said to me, "Oh, you'll never get $35 an hour. That's too much
Yeah. Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
market." You know? But I
The
went out
market
and did
can't
it
bear
anyway.
it.
And then when I went up to $50 an hour, I remember one of my top clients saying to me, "Oh, thank goodness that you went up in price because we thought you were going to go out of business because I
Wow.
wasn't charging."
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty interesting. So that was a good lesson.
That's cool. So yeah, it
Yeah.
was. So you got some clients. You got that under your belt in '97, early September. So your company's older than Google.
It is. It's older than Google.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
but I'm
old,
not like
but hey,
a million
that's
dollar
only 20 something
company.
years. And then you just started growing and growing and growing and getting more confident, and the wings got stronger and you started flying. I feel like you're really good at customer service. That must come really natural to you.
Oh, that's good to know. What
Yeah.
makes you say that?
Well, because I've heard that. They're like, she's so nice.
Oh,
She's great with everybody. So I'm like, well, if she's great with everybody, she's got to be awesome with her customers. Word
yeah,
gets
we
out
really
about
do
you.
here.
Believe me.
Oh, that's good. Our reputation precedes us. But
Which,
we do really care about our clients. We become part of their business. We become like their outsourced. We are their outsourced marketing agency, but we're like a valued partner at the having the seat at the table. Like we're that trusted advisor
yeah,
that has the seat at the table that we've earned. We earn it, and it doesn't come right away. We have to earn it. So I love that. I love that aspect of it.
that's cool. Someone else just said, Heather Andrade. I know Betty.
Yes.
And
And
then
look at
you got Julie A. Grant. I love you.
oh, awesome.
And Candace Brooks. She's crying. She's laughing. It's a smiley face, but it's crying. So I think that's good.
Yes.
And then Renee Ducharme. I
Do
love
shop.
her bubbly personality.
Oh,
Man, this is like the Betty Galligan night. You should be feeling great about yourself.
They're gonna make me cry.
I know. It's too bad we got to go now, though. But great having you on. No. No, we got you. We got you for another half an hour. I'm just kidding. Hey, if a reality TV show was made about you, what would that look like?
It would be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
It would be never. It probably would be called Never a Dull Moment, or maybe it would be called PR Rocks. Because we just love what we do. If they followed us around in a camera, they would be exhausted by probably 10 o'clock. If it was pre-COVID, I would say that we would definitely be a lot busier, as far as like running from meeting to meeting to meeting, driving here, picking this up, doing this, etc. Now that COVID's happening, we do spend a lot more time in the office, and we spend more time in front of our computers doing Zoom type of meetings. But it's still busy. We pack a lot into the time that we're there in the office from 9 to 5, or beyond.
Yeah.
And it would be pretty crazy because, like, I remembered my husband saying something about he would never be able to work for me or with me because he just gets exhausted looking at my schedule on my calendar,
Wow.
And I say that's what I live for. Like, I would be bored if I just had to sit and do one thing over and over again, And so I guess it would just be like a mad, crazy show. Probably it would be funny. It would be really funny. We have a great sense of humor, and we laugh a lot, but we get our work done too.
There you go.
Yeah, we do get a lot.
That's like us. I mean, you own your own business, you can create your own culture. We laugh a lot, and we're both two musicians, so that's cool. Carol Hope Newberry says, we're so proud of Betty.
Oh, that's my sister.
Oh, nice. There you go. Hello, Carol. Thanks for showing up. Hey, Carol, go ahead and follow here's my little plug. Okay. And I'm sure Betty's okay with this because, PR. Go ahead and follow the page because I got a lot of guests on this week. So everybody follow the page. I'd really appreciate it. I do this to really encourage other businesses and get the word out. So I jokingly said to Betty earlier that I'm PRing what she's. How did I word this? I messed it up. I'm PRing you, who PRs other people. I don't know. I don't know how I said it. Anyway, whiskey. Not good to have whiskey before the show. So Carol Hope Newberry. So is that your maiden name, Newberry?
Newberry is my maiden name.
That was another question. So that's where Newberry,
yes.
PR comes in. Okay.
Yeah. I figured that my parents paid for me to go to college, and this was their legacy name. Like, I figured my name would always change if I got married.
Yep.
But this name could be their name up in lights because they afforded me the education that led me to start this company. So it was my give back to them. Nice.
They were very supportive of you?
Oh, yes. And they're supportive of all of us kids and anything that we want to do. And, they were definitely really supportive.
Do you come from a big family?
Well, we have 5 kids, 2 parents, 2 grandparents. We also lived with an aunt and uncle at one time. We had a really big house. And so,
So where are you in the lot? Are you the last of the litter or what?
I'm the second last of the litter. Okay. I always joke and say, my brother came along 6 years later. So I was the baby for 6 years, and then he usurped me as the baby. But I'm still the baby girl. But when he came along, he was so cute that we just had to fall in love with him. And we didn't mind because he was the cutest little kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, someone and that I know, Ron Sweeney is calling you Betty Boo.
Betty Boo.
How do you know Ron? You got to tell me that.
Oh, Ron and I go way, way back.
Really?
Yeah, to elementary school.
So you're a closer friend than I am with him.
And his wife was my massage therapist for many, many years.
Right. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Pawtucket. You grew up in Pawtucket.
Pawtucket, yes. Yeah.
Pawtucket RI. So you're on a lot of leadership boards, and you got business obligations. How do you balance all that? Because I know you're really, really busy.
I am really busy, but you know what? I have a little secret, and it is to, or a tip, and that is to try to combine as many things as you possibly can. So, for example, if I go to visit my mom in the nursing home and my sister Carol's there with my niece, and my other sister is there, Debbie, we can all visit with my mom and visit with each other. And I also bring the parrot, so we can have I can have parrot time because he needs that. And we can all have a time together, or
Yep.
if I have Providence Bruins season tickets with my husband, that's our date night, so we have like that planned, or
You just work it out.
just
Yep.
work it all out, so like the band rehearsals, which we don't have often, but when we do have band rehearsal, I host it at my office so that I can stay at the office later and then just no driving, go, have band practice come right there.
Yep.
So, and the other thing is to, if you can make decisions quickly, then you can get a lot done, like, so if you're on a board and you have to get things done, like, and you can just really focus and get right to what needs to be done and see it and help make a decision and facilitate decisions, then things go a lot faster. If you procrastinate and spend too much time really overthinking something, it's just, you're never going to get anything done. It's like that progress, not perfection.
Yeah, right.
A mentality. So yeah, I mean, and the other thing is I have a lot of passion for things. So if you have the passion, you get the energy that goes along with it. And then you can just accomplish a lot.
Right. Are you a workaholic?
I think I'm a workaholic.
You think? If you think you are, you are.
I think I am. I mean, because I love it. Because, I mean, to me, it's not even work. It's just like a awesome hobby that I have.
Right.
That happens to be a great business, and we employ people and have wonderful clients. To me, it's like I never stopped loving it. I never stopped being like, I never got bored or feeling like I didn't want to go into work that day because
Yep.
who wants to do that? No, it's like I can't wait to get into work. And it's been 23 years on my own, and I was doing this all the way since 1986.
Jeez.
In the industry, so I just love it, and I still learn, and still, and we're going to be launching a new product.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
But what teacher growing up in school would be very proud of you right now?
Oh, who would be, I think, really proud? Well, Steve Morano, who was like my mentor teacher in college. But I would say Elaine Perry. She was my voice teacher. And now this is also in college.
Okay.
And she taught me how to do that diaphragmatic breathing and to project on stage. But I think she would be most proud because...
You do projectile vomiting on stage?
I do projectile vomiting.
Oh.
Yes.
My ears are going. Oh, so you don't do any Aussie. All right. I just want to...
Right. No, I might bite something off my my bird.
No bats. No bats.
No bats. But anyway, yeah, I think she would be proud because I was able to also do a lot of singing and performing and not lose my vocal capacity, So I think she would be proud of that because of the breathing and all of that she taught us.
That's got to be cool, though. I mean, they teach someone, they don't know who's going to pursue it, and then you did, which is great. So a couple things here. You got some service coming out with your business, but talk about the band. Well, talk about that first, and then we'll talk about the band. Because you're a local rock star, I hear. But let's talk about the service you have.
Sure. So in early October, we're going to be launching the PR Finishing School, and that is for new public relations professionals or people who are new to the profession, the practice of PR, and it will teach them to, beyond the foundation that they learn in college, it will hone their skills so that they can be ready for working in an agency setting.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I just knew you had something. Is that going to be a video class or live teaching on Zoom?
It's going to be a mix. Right now, it's a lot of video because it can be done at their own pace.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to mix in the live, like webinars or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
Live streaming opportunities. We'll be helping them with some career development as well.
Yeah.
And this is going to be great. So we're so excited to be launching that.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
Giving back to the community.
To the community. So I'm going to give them all my tips and tricks. So even if someone is working currently in PR, they could still avail themselves of this course and hone their skills and just become a better practitioner of PR.
And Betty, when will this be ready?
Early October. Right now, I would say it's September 15th, but I would say by October 1st or 2nd, that first week.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What makes a good PR person? What if someone who's like 18 years old, they don't know what they want to do in life, and they say, hey, would I be good at this? What would be a question you'd ask them to see if they would be a good fit for that?
Yeah, so it'd either be the question that I would ask them is, can you write?
It's about writing.
Writing, and more writing. We can teach them how to hone their writing to become more of public relations writing or business writing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the skills for writing and spelling and the grasp of phraseology in an English language and putting some words on paper, or not on paper, but typing them, then you're really going to have a hard time succeeding in PR. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm a good people person. I can be in PR," but it really has a lot to do with writing, and that's the basic bottom line. I mean, you have to be able to capture someone's story and be able to communicate that to a news media outlet. I mean, selling is important too, like a sales skill.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're constantly selling ideas and pitching stories and that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that that's really the foundation of a good public relations practitioner is the writing. There's a lot of writing.
Yeah. So you're kind of a voice for these businesses, your clients. They're so busy doing what they do, whether they're cooking the next meal because they're a restaurant or they're a law firm, but you're their voice to the public to help them get clearly known for what they do. You'll also help companies that say some bad things and maybe get in trouble too. Do you mind addressing some of that?
Sure. I mean, that's like, PR 501 really is in the crisis communication area. I always say to people, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, what I do is I either get people in the news or I keep them out of the news.
Yeah.
And, and that's a skill that needs to be honed over time. You have to get battle scars,
mm-hmm.
and you have to get the experience in order to be able to help a business through what a crisis does to them. And your strategy, again, getting back to that decision making, like real quick, you've got to be able to think on your feet. You have to be able to see through strategies and what's going to work, what's not going to work, what's going to play out in the news media. You also have to consume the news media. You have to watch news. You have to read newspapers. You have to be really able to be like a journalist for your client,
mm-hmm.
But when it comes to crisis, you've got to really be able to work under pressure. That's the key, because you kind of don't want to have your client see you sweat. You might be really scared inside, but for them, you have to be strong.
So if something happened to like a business, say a restaurant, someone had a bad experience and was just leaving nasty comments, and then the owner is about to leave a comment back, and it's just like, that can get really messy. You got to kind of tone that down. Do you jump in? You're managing their social media to make sure that doesn't happen? Absolutely.
And in that case, the customer service skills that you have honed or developed over time do come through there.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing on social media, what happens is that it's really playing out in a scenario that's sort of like how it would play out if you had a group of people in a room. The only difference is that people on social media get really bold and they get rude a lot of times because they're not face to face. So, if you've heard about beer muscles, I'm sure, or
No, I
wine
haven't.
muscles. Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay. Well, people who are drunk because they drank beer, they start to get beer muscles and then they get a little bit more, bold and aggressive. Well, what happens is I just say, on social media, sometimes you get like keyboard muscles where, people just tend
Yeah.
to use their fingers
Yeah.
and write bold things that they wouldn't normally say to a person to their face or within earshot of others, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is that we have to diffuse the situation and you have to use your words because you're not vocalizing to people on social media. You're just using words and they're reading and typing.
They
So
got to
yeah,
see that you're trying to connect with them as a human. It's not just a quick typed response. Yeah,
right,
then they
right.
might back down. Right, right, right. Do you ascribe to the only answer twice rule? Because I heard if you're an owner of a business, someone says your food sucked. Oh, my wife choked on the chicken. You guys suck. I'll never go back there. And then you say, oh, I'm sorry. What time was that? What's your server's name? And then they say, oh, it doesn't matter. You guys. And then you answer only one more time, like I'm on it. We really want to do a good job here. And then you don't answer more than twice. Do you follow that or?
I do not follow that. I follow it up until you need to, take it offline, you
Right.
know? So maybe it's three times that you write to them or who knows, but when Rhode Island Comic Con was having their big issue of overcrowding, I
Yeah.
was brought on to handle all of their social media for about 3 months. And it was constant communication, but it was authentic and it was real. So I think that's more the key there than just trying to count how many times you're going to write back to someone. It's got to be really authentic and real. And
Mm-hmm.
having a conversation, and other people are looking at the whole thread. It's very transparent and it's very open. If it gets to be too crazy, where people are getting again a little too on the rude side, you can say, "Here's my phone number. Please call me," and
Yeah.
you take it offline, and then you actually continue to talk to them, much like you would do in a restaurant where if someone was causing a scene, you would say, would you please come over here to my office, or would you please step over here to this side of the room,
Right.
so you're not bothering everybody else, but you're still addressing the situation and not letting it be ignored. Ignoring it is not going to make it go away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen one post with a client. It wasn't ours, but it was I forget who it was, but someone said, "Oh, they'll never get back to you. They're the laziest people. I'll never go back there again." I don't remember. I think it was a store, like a retail store. But it wasn't a big store. It wasn't like Walmart. It was a smaller chain that they're doing their own social media. And then the person left that was 23 weeks. It says 23W, meaning they said that
Yeah.
about that company. They'll never get back to you. They're horrible. And it was 23 weeks ago. They never even responded to that.
Oh my God.
They basically let that person tell the whole world, yeah, that's who we are. We don't get back to people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I
Crazy.
heard social media is a spectator sport. So when you have someone say something negative against you, that's actually a good thing because that's where you can come in and shine and be like, hey, I'm really sorry, and be very human. So
Yeah.
that's really good that you represent companies like that.
Yes. Yeah. We help them out.
So we've got someone else, Hope Macaron. Great job, Betty.
Oh, she's another one from elementary school.
Wow, going way
Yeah.
back. Kathleen Ryan, what a great way to help new PR professionals with the PR school. Awesome idea, Betty. You're an inspiration.
Oh, isn't that
I want to
nice?
play the Chicago tune. You're my inspiration.
Sure.
And then Jackie Alvarez. Hi, Betty.
Oh, Jackie from 10,000 Small Business.
You've got a lot of people watching. If you're just tuning in, this is Wine with Betty. She's just interviewing me. I'm like a nobody. I know it says Dave down here, but it's whatever. I'm just here for the drinks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build up my whiskey muscle.
Oh, there you go. Yes, my wine muscles.
What do you do when you're not working? And I'll tell everybody you're in a band. Let's talk about this.
Yes, let's talk about the band. I
Yeah.
love the band. I've been in a band since 1989.
Yep.
I was first in my brother's band, RX Rock, it was called, and for 19 years. And then after that, I'm in a band currently now for 13 years. So it's called Full Circle.
Mm-hmm.
We're four pieces. We are all cover band. We play out at local and regional bars and nightclubs. Right now, we still are playing out. We're playing out outside, and we play out from like 6 to 9 p.m. or 7 to 11 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
A duo act with my lead guitarist, Gary. It's called Betty and G, and we play out at different places, and we love it. We love it. We love our band. Four great people. We all get along, and we play everything from Adele to Led Zeppelin. That's what I'd say.
Really? You do Adele?
Easy.
What do you do with Zeppelin? What kind of songs?
Oh my God, it's my favorite band. So we do. I do rock and roll. I used to do Misty Mountain Hop, The Ocean. Sometimes we'll throw in Stairway to Heaven. Oh, and the duo act we do, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God,
So you got the Hammond organ going on for that one.
I wish I had a better organ sound, to be honest with you, on my keyboard. I know I need like a sound card.
Yeah, you got to get the sound card. You don't want to get a Hammond. Those things are heavy.
Yes.
Rock and roll's got to be easy. 3 chords, just piano, da 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 da. You know.
Yeah.
I just found out. I thought John Paul Jones played the piano on that. I literally found this out last night. It's Stewart. It's Ian Stewart from the Rolling Stones.
Oh my God, that is cool. I didn't know that because there's just like a tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, it's in like the third verse. He comes in with this piano on top. It's eighth notes. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's John Paul Jones just playing a Long Tall Sally kind of a wop bop a loo bop a wop bam boom simple piano thing. But it wasn't. It's Ian Stewart. Anyway, I digress.
I see your Jimmy Page guy. Oh my God, I'm gonna.
You got to tune in this Friday. Seriously, this guy is. First of all, he's like 18, I think, or 17. He looks like. I got to show you this.
Yeah.
Well, we'll still talk, but
right,
I don't have my card here. Maybe I could show it up on the screen. He looks just like Jimmy Page, like 1970, black hair, pale face, skinny, shirt opened. He moves like him. He lifts his knee up. I mean, he plays just like him. You got to tune in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, Jimmy Page. You know? I have a gig on Friday, so I won't be able to see it live, but I'll watch it after.
Yeah. You'll have to hold on. Let me I'm going to pull up a picture of him. You're going to see. You can't really do the pictures cuz you got to see the whole story there. His name is Jack Bowden. Let me download something from him. A little picture. So you play guitar. You play keyboards. No guitar.
Yeah. I play keyboards and I sing lead. And we have a guitarist, lead guitarist. We have a bass player and a drummer.
Yep.
And we do like great songs. Like I said, and we feel so free right now because we can just pick any song we want and play it. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't come out good, we'll try it once and then we'll just be like, all right, that's fine. We don't have to add that to the repertoire. But we're doing like the Who. We do Love Rain on Me. I do the whole piano part.
Oh, nice. Dun, 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 dun. Yep.
Yeah.
So I just put a picture of him up, so you'll see it in 20 seconds because we're ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just going to blow this up. Since you love Led Zeppelin, doesn't he look like Jimmy Page?
He's totally got that. He's channeling that vibe.
And his right leg, he lifts his leg up and plays, and then lifts the leg up just like Jimmy Page. If he had the Zoso on the.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I can't wait. He's half English too. He's living in on the East Coast somewhere. But yeah, it's going to be good. But listen, you've been great having you on the show. I mean, I know it must be tough playing gigs, but you're now playing outdoors. How often do you jam with your band?
We don't really jam because we just play out so much. So we jam while we're playing out, I guess, if you will,
Yeah.
But so we play out every weekend pretty much, except for COVID now. We're cutting back because there's not a lot of places that are having us outside.
Yep.
we're at Tavern on the Hill. I'll give a plug for that this Friday night,
Right, right.
West Greenwich, and it's from 7 to 11. So it might be like the last gig of the season. We have one more gig at Renegades in Warwick on October 23rd, but it's weather permitting, and we don't know what's happening with the restrictions of gatherings. Hopefully, it could be back inside again at some point in time.
Yeah, so Jackie Alvarez just said, love the band. I'm not getting my emails with the schedule. So right now, I'm being your PR person.
I know.
Let me answer her and say, it's not Betty's fault. Hang in there. So yeah, just check her out. Make sure she's on the email list. Jackie's asking where. So it's the Tavern. What is it?
Tavern on the Hill in West Greenwich.
West Greenwich. Cool. Yeah. David Plant's asking who's on the band. So it's bass, drum, guitar, keyboard?
Yeah, David Plant is my bass player.
Oh, so he's kidding. He knows.
And Mick Cost is the drummer. And Gary Ross is the lead guitarist.
And Julie Grant. Please send me a schedule. She's leaving her. So respond to her in there because she's leaving her email. That's currency, right? That's internet currency right there, leaving your email. JulesMajor95@gmail.com. Please send me a schedule. Absolutely. It's 9:56. I could go on for hours and hours. One more thing.
Yeah.
Is it possible to bring your parrot Einstein out or no?
Oh, he's in the other room sleeping now because we were trying to get him nice and quiet before this.
Does he sing like Robert Plant? You got to teach your parrot to sing the opening melody of Immigrant Song.
Oh my God, yeah.
That would be fantastic.
That'd be good. He sings She Loves You, yeah, yeah, yeah. He sings Who Let the Dogs Out. He sings Somewhere Over the, but he doesn't say Rainbow.
Wow.
Somewhere Over the.
Oh, my cousin Noreen. Do you know Noreen Rosa?
No.
She said, wasn't Dean Kelly in the band at one time?
Yes, Dean Kelly was in the band. He started it along with, Gary started it with Dean, a duo act, and then they added me to it. And then Dean left about like 2 years ago now.
Wow, I got to check you guys out. I really got to check you guys out. Listen, it was great having you on. I want everyone to go to, well, first of all, contact Betty. Get on her list, follow the band. But if you know any businesses out there, let them know, look, you got to meet my friend Betty. Just hook it up, a trio, you, the business owner, and Betty. Just say, you guys got to meet. Let her come in and help you out. Every business needs a PR. Every business.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that.
And it was really good. We got a lot of people on tonight watching. Everybody leave a little note here. Where are you calling from? I know Noreen, you're in Warwick. Ron, you're in Pawtucket. Dave Plant, I don't know. Is he a bass player?
He's a bass player.
Oh, so he lives under a rock. So old bass player joke there. Sorry, Dave. You've got a cool last name though. Do you have a brother, Robert?
Yeah.
That is a cool last name. So here we go. Yes, Betty. Oh, here we go. Jackie Alvarez. Yes, Betty, JJ Property Management needs you.
Awesome.
Great show, Noreen. So I'm hoping this is going to build you up. I'm doing your job, Betty.
You are doing a great job.
And I'm not getting paid for it. But I get some whiskey muscle.
Yes. Look at all their locations that they're from. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Newberry. Thank you, Ron. Ron put it in there. Newberry PR for public relations. NewberryPR.com. Riverside. We got Cheryl Hebert from Situate. I sound like the Smuckers guy. We got Janice from Braintree, Mass. We got Renee Duchamp from Cumberland. Renee turns 100 today. I'm kidding. You don't turn 100. Nancy Mendizabal. Nancy from Chepachet. I grew up in Harmony, right near Chepachet.
Oh.
Near the Purple Cat. Carol Hope Newbury, Warwick. Scotch tonight, David. Yeah, bass players and Scotch. Nice. Is he a Fender guy or a Gibson bass player? What is it? Probably Fender. Precision or jazz?
Don't ask
You don't
me.
know the bass he plays?
Well, I mean, I know my other guy was like not a Gretsch. He was like a, what do you call it? Oh my God.
I've been
Cheryl Hebert will know because her husband
Rickenbacker.
was a bass player. Rickenbacker, yeah.
Those are tight. Yeah.
Yep.
Chris
Yeah,
Squire.
Rickenbacker.
Got the Chris Squire sound going on. John
Dave,
Entwistle. Well,
Dave has an acoustic bass. He's got an acoustic bass though that he brings out every now and then.
oh, nice. Nice and woody. Deb
Yeah.
Bracken is saying, hi, Betty.
Oh, yeah.
David Plant plays a Music Man. Let me guess, it's a 5-string. If it's a Music Man, it's probably a 5-string. All right, I'm not interviewing you tonight, David, but some other time. But let me just guess, it's a 5-string. So great having you. It's 10 o'clock. Wine with Dave is almost over. I have a closing joke, so nobody leave. Betty, it's awesome having you, and we're going to stay in touch.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, take care. All right, stay right there, Betty. Don't leave. Just stay right on Skype World. We have an after party, which I'm sure you're aware of. But I always forget to tell people there's an after party after I interview them. She was great, huh? She's super sweet. It's really good that she's giving back to the community. And she has these classes, video series that she's going to help young people to get into the PR business. How awesome is that? We're also doing something very similar in our own business, completely different business. But I think it's good. It's good to give back. You got to give back. You got to be grateful. All right. I have a closing joke, but I want to tell you who's on tomorrow night because it is awesome. You're actually listening to season 2. This is the second episode of season 2. And this is episode 64. I've been going live since April 1st. Tomorrow night is Eric Robichaud from Green Goddess Marijuana. He's got some interesting products he's going to talk about. All right? So it's going to be very eye-opening. Boom. And then Thursday, Danielle Haber from N2 Publishing. She has a magazine that is distributed to affluent communities, and she's looking for people who serve those affluent communities, i.e. doctors, dentists, landscapers, high-end contractors. So she's going to be on Thursday. And then, again, Jack Bowden, guitar player. Please follow this page. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss all this week. It's really good. And then next Monday, I kid you not, I have a rocket scientist who turned into someone who helps you boost your career. He actually sits with you and helps you find out what career you should be in. But he's got a PhD. He's a career rocket scientist. Then I've got a Viking who makes mead, makes his own mead. Then I've got an ex-con who's very inspiring next Wednesday. And then I've got a subject very near and dear and close to my heart, and she's been all over the news, interviewed by everybody all over the U.S., Barbara Bartolone. She is an NDEer. Does anyone know what an NDEer is? It's a near-death experience. Yes, she has died. She's left her body, and she has seen the other side, a glimpse of it. And she's going to tell her story. Do not miss. And then the following, that Friday, is a digital animator, Don Terrell. So, lot going on. But, I'm going to close with a joke here. Still have some people listening. But, again, follow my page. What do I want to talk about? Cosmetic surgery. It used to be such a taboo subject. Cosmetic surgery. So taboo. But now you can talk, you could talk about Botox and no one even raises an eyebrow. No one raises an eyebrow. Tune in tomorrow night. Sorry if I offended anyone. If I offended anyone, talk to Betty. She will work it all out. She'll just say that I did not know what I was talking about. I am not against cosmetic surgeons. It's just a joke.